الله أكبر الله أكبر.
Al-Khata al-Khamis. The error or the mistake regarding congregational prayer number 5 is wujudul farda fi saffi, the presence of al-furja or al-furja, that is a gap or a space in the saf, in the rules. You find most so often than not, the congregational prayer will be said or will be called, adhan, the Qamah will be made, and you find the saf, the rows, they are not full, or the rows are full, but in between the standards of 2 or 3 individuals, there are gaps. And this is one of the things that the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam has warned us about. Madam says, when we talk of al-furja, here al-fushatu bayna al-rijlayni. It is the gap, the space between the feet of 2 individuals. When we stand, you find some people, they will stand beside you, but they won't join their feet to your feet. That space that is created there is one of the mistakes that a lot of Muslims do with regards to Salah. And I learned when it's come to the women, it's west. It's come to the ladies' praying area, it is west. And the guys too is also west. But the ladies is west. That's what I see. To the extent that when someone stands and doesn't bring his feet closer, you push your feet closer to him and he pushes it away again. And we have some who have the habit of the first rak'ah, they will join the feet. Immediately after the first rak'ah, when they rise again, they won't join the feet again. All these are mistakes and errors that we commit in the salah. Madam says, وَهَذَا خَطَأٌ مُنْتَشِرٌ بَيْنَ الْمُصَلِّينَ. This is one mistake that is widespread amongst a lot of Muslims. وَرَغِبَ النَّبِيُّ صَلَّى اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِ وَسَلَّمَ وَحَدَّ عَلَى وَصْلِ الصُّفُوفِ وَسُدِّ الْفُرَجِ. And وَرَغِبَ النَّبِيُّ, and the Prophet ﷺ has encouraged, وَحَضَّ, and entertained, encouraged us, عَلَى وَصْلِ الصُّفُوفِ, that we should wasl, join as-sufuf, the rows. Wasadul furaj, and closing all gaps that will be available in the rows. There are instances where the rows will be full, but at the far end there is some space over there. What happens? The imam and those in the first saf or those in the sufuf must try as much as possible to come closer and create a larger space so that someone can enter the enclosed. Becomes perfect. I hope you get it. Leaving those gaps has a danger, as we read in the hadith of the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam. In the hadith of Aisha radiyallahu anha wa radaha, qalat, she said, "An Rasulillah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the Messenger of Allah, may Allah be pleased with him, said, Inna lillahi wa malaikatahu yusalluna ala alladhina yasiluna as-sufuf. Inna Allaha wa malaikatahu, indeed Allah and his angels, yusalluna ala alladhina yasiluna as-sufuf, they send praises and salutations of peace and mercy and dua upon those who join the sufuf. Indeed, Allah and the angels, they praise, they send down blessings, meaning Allah, as-salatu minallahi ar-rahmah. The salah from Allah is rahmah. When we talk of Allah and his angels, they send down praises or they do salat. It is 2 different things. Just like the way Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said about the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam in Surah Al-Ahzab, Inna Allah wa malaikatahu yusalluna ala nabi. Allah and his message, Allah and the angels, they send salat upon the Prophet. The salat upon Allah is Allah sending down rahmah upon the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And the salah from Allah to the believer is athana in the mala'il a'la. Is Allah making mention of us among the company of the noble angels. That is why in the hadith, the Prophet said about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah said, Hadith al-Qudsi, وَإِذَا ذَكَرَنِي فِي مَلَئٍ ذَكَرْتُهُ فِي مَلَئٍ خَيْرٌ مِّنْهُ. If my servant makes dhikr of me in a gathering, I, Allah, also make dhikr of him in a gathering better than the gathering he makes dhikr of me in. Meaning Allah will make mention of you in the company of the angels. So the salah upon Allah is rahmah. And the salah, in Allah, the salah of the malaika is the malaika seeking istighfar on your behalf. Seeking that Allah will forgive you. And what is the evidence? The evidence that the malaika's salah is istighfar is the verse that is in Surah Ghafir. When Allah said, Ghafir, first page, the last ayah, Allah said, الَّذِينَ يَحْمِلُونَ الْعَرْشَ وَمَنْ حَوْلَهُ يُسَبِّحُونَ بِحَمْدِ رَبِّهِمْ وَيُؤْمِنُونَ بِهِ وَيَسْتَغْفِرُونَ لِلَّذِينَ آمَنُوا رَبَّنَا وَسِعْتَ كُلَّ شَيْءٍ رَحْمَةً وَعِلْمًا فاغفر للذين تابوا واتبعوا سبيلك وقهم عذاب الجحيم ربنا وادخلهم جنات عدن التي وعدتهم وقهم السيئات unto the end. So the salah from the malaika is the malaika seeking istighfar on behalf of the believers. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us such favor. And all this, you get it when you join the sufuf in the salah. There is a hadith narrated from the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam when he said, "Man wasala saffan," anyone who joins the safu, who joins the rows, who joins his feet with that of the other, wasalahu Allah, Allah will also join and unite with him. وَمَنْ قَطَعَ صَفًّا, anyone who cut off a saf, anyone who takes his feet off from the feet of the other, قَطَعَهُ Allah, Allah also cuts off from him. This shows the danger of not joining the feet in salah. It's not an easy matter. That is why it is recommended before the imam starts the salah, he says, "Istawu, istaqimu sufuf wa'tadilu." Istawu, straighten up the rows. Aqimu sufuf, straighten the saf wa'tadilu, and be straight. And the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam during his time, when he intends to commence the salah and the Sahaba stand and the iqamah is done, he will come back and make sure that all the sufuf are intact. All the Sahaba are standing very well before he commences the salah because of the importance of the sufuf. To the extent that there's an athar which says Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not look at any row that is crooked. That is why sometimes when I stand beside someone and he's not straightening the sufuf, I bow. Because of you, Allah might not answer the salah of others. So we must learn how to straighten our sufuf very well. And if someone's sufuf or the way someone is standing is not well, try to tell him to come forward a little to straighten the sufuf. And it is upon us to also learn. May Allah grant us understanding. The next one is al-harwalatu in the ityan salah. The most common mistake and error that is also committed is al-harwala. Al-harwala ay al-isra', to rush, to hasten, to run in the ityan salah when coming to get the salah, the prayers. Islamically, the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam has encouraged us that whenever we are coming to the masjid, he says, "Alaykum bis-sakinati wal-waqar." We should always come to the masjid in a state of tranquility, gentleness, and walking. That is why you find in the hadith that is even narrated in Bulugh al-Maram, the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam will tell the Sahaba that we should come to the Salah al-Sakina with tranquility. Don't harash, don't hasten to come and get the rak'ah by force and you are running. He says, "Fama adraktum fasallu." Come. Whatever you meet in the Salah, pray. Whatever you come and meet the Imam praying it, join them and pray. "Wama fatakum fatimu." Whatever has escaped you of the rak'ah, after the Imam is done, then you pay it back. But you don't run to come and get the sufuf. Especially during Ramadan, for Maghrib. We'll be taking iftar like we want to fill our stomach. The takbir will be done, the Imam is reciting, and we are getting the Imam's recitation. The moment the Imam is done with Fatiha is done. Surah, we are waiting to hear the surah. Kulu Allahu Ahad, then we start washing our mouth and start running. I have seen someone who did ruku at the door. Someone did ruku at the door. After Imam said, "Sami Allahu liman hamida," he rose and started walking and came and joined the safu. And the worst of it all is the one who does ruku at the back and will remain at the back until the salah is done. You don't have salah. We'll come to learn of it. Anyone who prays behind saf, you pray behind a congregation, the row is not full, and you stand alone and pray, you don't have prayers. The salah is not part. Let's go there, inshallah. ترك الدخول في الصلاة إلى القيام. Leaving الدخول في الصلاة, not joining the salah إلى القيام till the imam stands up. What do you mean by that? You'll find most of us who will enter the masjid, then you find the imam is in sujood, or the imam is doing at-tahiyyatullah, tashahhud. They will come and stand. He's waiting for the imam to finish. This is a major mistake that you find common amongst us. When you come, the other Prophet tell us, فَمَا أَدْرَكْتُمْ فَصَلُّوا. Whatever you meet, pray it. So you come, the imam is at tashahhud, stand, do tapat al-ihram, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, and you sit down with him and do the tashahhud. Don't stand. I've seen and witnessed here. I mean, the imam, I always say it. Two came to join the imam and they sat down, and three were standing at the back waiting for the imam to finish the salam alaikum. And immediately the imam said salam alaikum rahmatullah and finished. One stopped the salah and came back to join them, and the other one, they went to tap him, he stopped and came to join them. Meanwhile, you've gotten Jama'ah with the imam. Immediately the imam is done, you get up and pray. Everyone should pray to pay back his own salah. You've gotten Jama'ah with the imam. You don't leave the imam's own and come and form your own congregation with your own imam. And some people, they have certificate of being imams after the congregational prayer. Every day he's the imam after the salah. Every day he's doing imam for latecomers. May Allah have mercy upon us. ترك الدخول في الصلاة إلى القيام, not joining the sufuf until the imam rises. So you come, the imam is in tashahhud, don't stand there until the imam stands up. Do the takbir and join him. Malam says, كثير من المصلين يتأخرون عند دخولهم في الصلاة حتى يقوم الإمام من تشهده أو سجوده. Majority of those who pray, they come to the masjid and they do not join the congregation until the imam is done with the tashahhud or the imam rises before they join. وهذه من الأمور التي يبالغ فيها وتكلفها كثير من المصلين. Madam said this is among the things that a lot of those who observe prayers, they put it on themselves. They worry themselves about, and they do it a lot. وَالثَّابِتُ الْمَأْمُرُ بِهِ, and what is narrated from the Prophet and what he commanded is أَنَّ الْمُصَلِّي, is that the one who intends to pray يَدْخُلُ فِي صَلَاةِ الْجَمَاعَةِ عَلَى أَيِّ هَيْئَةٍ يَكُونُونَ عَلَيْهَا, that whoever intends to join the Salah, Jama'ah, you enter upon them and join them anyhow you come and meet them, anywhere you meet them, join them as such. So you can't meet them there in sujood, stand, Allahu Akbar, follow them in the sujood. They are in Sami Allahu liman hamida, do takbir, Allahu Akbar, join them. Anyhow, any condition you come to meet the Jama'ah, do takbir and join them. You don't wait for them to rise or for them to say Salaam Alaikum before you start your own Salah. Please, I hope you are getting it. Is it clear? Tayyib. We are going to error number. Are you counting? The error we started from is leaving the space. Is one, right? Number two is rushing to the Salah. You come and join the, someone will be breathing, you will breathe in the Salah. Rushing to the Salah. Then the third one is what? Not entering upon the Salah until the Imam stands up, or when the Imam says Salaam Alaikum. No. So now we are going to error number 4 for today. Salatul Munfaridi Khalf as-Saffi. Our error number 4 today is Salatul Munfaridi. One person praying Khalf as-Saffi, behind, praying alone behind a row. Only you, Ekume. You come and stand behind Safu. Only you. The scholars spoke about it as reported in the hadith. We'll discuss it. Madam says, وَصَلَاةُ الْمُنْفَرِدِ خَلْفَ الصَّفِّ مُنْتَشِرَةٌ فِي الْمَسَاجِدِ. For a single person to only stand and create his own safu, no one is with him. Meanwhile, you go and check, even the safu ahead of him is not even full. He comes and stands alone. Or he stands alone at any part in the masjid. Mala says it's something that is muntashira, widespread in the masajid. بل إن هناك بعض الناس يصلون جميع صلواتهم منفردين عن الصف مع وجودهم في المسجد الجامع. You find even a lot of people or someone, for him always he prays alone in the masjid, even though it's congregational prayer, he will stand alone at one place. Always, that is his corner. He has booked that place. He's standing there alone. And you find someone always at the door. The moment they must say Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah, he's the first person to go out. We are just deceiving our own selves. وَنَهَى النَّبِيُّ صَلَّى اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِ وَسَلَّمْ عَنْ ذَلِكَ. And the Messenger of Allah has forbidden praying or standing alone in congregational prayer. In the hadith of Wabisa, he said, أَنَّ رَسُولَ اللَّهِ صَلَّى اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِ وَسَلَّمْ رَأَى رَجُلًا يُصَلِّي خَلْفَ الصَّفِ وَحْدَهُ. He said, the Messenger of Allah saw a man, he alone, he prayed behind a safu. فَأَمَرَهُ أَنْ يُعِيدَ الصَّلَاةِ. And the Prophet told him, go and pray again. What does it mean? He doesn't have prayers. فَأَمَرَهُ أَنْ يُعِيدَ الصَّلَاةِ. And the Prophet told him, go back and pray that prayer again. So intentionally not joining the safu when there is somewhere to join, then you don't have salah. And when it comes to starting a row, we start the row in the middle. We don't start the row from the right or the row from the left. We start the row from the middle behind the imam. Because when we are doing the iqamah, when the imam is coming to lead the salah, where do we converge? We stand behind the imam and start this way, right? The same way, the subsequent sufuf is must all stand behind the imam. So one person comes to stand behind the imam, or the sufu, the first sufu directly behind the imam. Someone comes to right, next person left, right, left, until we form the sufu. We don't form from right and come and form from left. Or we start from left to the right. Ma anzalallahu biha min sultan. The way the first sufuf is formed, the same way the subsequent rows follow. May Allah grant us understanding. There was one time I entered one masjid and some two guys were praying. They didn't join the sufu. I came and I pushed them to the sufu. You don't have salah. Why are you praying alone? May Allah forgive us. One of the error number 5. Al-Khata al-Khamis for today is Al-Jama'atu Thaniya fil Masjid al-Ratib. Al-Jama'atu Thaniya fil Masjid al-Ratib. Forming a second congregation when the Imam of the mosque himself is with his own congregation. What do you mean? The masjid is establishing a prayer. Then we find another people, they also create their own Jama'ah behind it. Like the way the Imams warn us here. Isha is ongoing, or Tarawih is ongoing. Because you missed Isha, then you and your own squad, you come and create your own safu and you're also praying behind it. It is not allowed in Islam. When you enter the masjid and the Jama'ah are observing a prayer, what happens is you join the Imam of the masjid. If you have not prayed Isha and they are praying Tarawih, you will make the intention of Isha and join them in the Tarawih. When they are done with the 2 rak'ah, you get up and add up your 2 rak'ah that you missed. I hope you getting it. Islam always encourages congregation, unity, togetherness, not division. There can't be 2 kings on the same land. The Imam of the masjid, the one leading is the Imam. Whoever comes should join him. To the extent that even if you've not prayed Maghrib and they are praying Isha, you can join them. You don't create your own sufuf. Is it clear? Great. Madam says, Kariha Jamhurul Ulama. Majority of the scholars have disliked Iqamatul Jama'ati Thaniya fil Masjid alladhi lahu Imamun Ratib. Majority of the scholars have disliked the fact that people will create a new congregation behind an imam, which has, or in a masjid that has an imam ratib, imam that is established to lead the prayers. Wa mu'addin ratib, and a mu'addin that is placed to call the azan, so meaning a masjid that observes congregational prayer. But you can have a musalla. When you say a musalla, a place that has been taken as a place of worship, but it's not a masjid. That's why you come to a place and go. But a masjid, not create your own congregation when there's a congregation ongoing, especially with the imam. وعن عبد الرحمن ibn Abi Bakrata an Abihi, from Abdul Rahman ibn Abi Bakrata, from his father, he said, أن رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم أقبل نواحي المدينة يريد الصلاة. The Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم entered upon Al-Madinah, Medina, intending to observe the Salah. فوجد الناس قد صلوا, and he met that the people have already established the Salah. And he met the people have already established the Salah. The Prophet entered upon the people to observe the Salah in the masjid, but the people of the masjid have already observed the congregational prayer and they were done. So what happened? فَمَالَ إِلَى مَنْزِلِهِ فَجَمَعَ أَهْلَهُ فَصَلَّى بِهِمْ. And the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam went back to his manzil, to his place of abode, in the town that he came, and he gathered his people and he gathered the people of the house and led them in salah. Mahal shahid is the Prophet ﷺ did not establish another congregational prayer when that particular masjid has already completed or concluded on their congregation with their own Imam Ar-Ratib. May Allah grant us understanding. Last one, I can see Imam giving me time. The last, and we are done with the bab. Al-Murur bayna yaday al-Musalli, walking in front of someone who is praying. This is one of the great errors and mistakes that you find common. Walking in front of someone who is praying, especially walking in front of him, closer to his, in front of his sutra, not behind, in front of his sutra, or in front of him when he's praying without a sutra, is one great thing the Prophet warned us against. The Prophet hadara Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he warned us against that and said, لو يعلم المار بين يدي المصلي ماذا عليه. If the person passing in front of someone praying, if the one who is passing in front of the person observing salah, he knows what is on him of sin, he knows what is on him of zunub, لكان أن يكف 40 خيرا من أن يمر بين يديه. It would have been better for him to wait for 40 before he pass. What is the 40? Some scholars said 40 days, 40 months, 40 years. You would have waited for that 40 before you pass, or waited for that 40 for him to finish before you pass. Because of the danger that is what therein in walking in front of a person who is praying. And sometimes you yourself also become someone to blame when you observe salah without putting a sutra. Because the Prophet said, La tusalli illa ila sutra. Do not observe prayer except you have a sutra in front of you. So let's take caution in that. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala answer our prayers. We are in the last 10 days of Ramadan. We pray Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will bless us to witness the night of Laylatul Qadr. The night of Laylatul Qadr is the blessed month, the night of the month. We pray Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will make us min al-muwafaqina liqiyam Laylatul Qadr. May Allah forgive us our shortcomings. We are here seeking for knowledge. May Allah grant us the knowledge and make it barakah. We are all writing and preparing for exams. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to grant us retentive memory. And all answers that to be wrong, may Allah take it away from us. All answers that to be right, may Allah give us the ilham to share it. And if the lecturers are marking, the examiners are marking, the TAs are marking, may Allah make them see all the right. If that is wrong, may Allah open their eyes not to see it. Subhanallah bihamdihi, subhanallah al-azim, subhanakallah wa bihamdik, ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.